CathyDSlayht's SRC4u Zoom call. We are here on CathyDSlayht's website, CathyDSlaght.com, and it's a new website. We're going to scroll down and look for the Zoom banner and click here. When I click here, this is going to take us over to the Zoom call. If you'd like to be part of the Daily Energy Group, which is the SRC4u software, we'll click here, open up the Zoom call, and we'll join with audio, and we'll be live.
10 o'clock so I want to make sure everybody hears this. We've had some interesting experiences with this gold disc in the color therapy from Dr. Percy. And Nydia mentioned yesterday, a while back, we were working with something called the power of 8. And I believe at least 8 of us, I see Karen just came in, so I'm going to start this over. I believe we have at least 8 of us in the group with the color discs. And what we could do is if 8 of us would write down one thing, whatever it is that there's a consensus on, and put the gold disc on it, it would be interesting to see what happens. We had another experience. I had the gold disc on Emily Hagan, and many are still calling her rapid recovery from COVID and pneumonia a miracle because she had all the markers for the people that later get in trouble. Yesterday, a friend took her husband to the hospital with pneumonia. And again, he's in his 60s. And I had Joanna here. She's got the disc, and I called one other person. So 3 of us went ahead and wrote immediate recovery for this person. Put the disc on. He's home. They did not keep him. So again, when you do energy work, you're not sure really what did it. We've got prayer. We've got our other energy work. We've got this color therapy, which may be compelling. So there is a lot to be aware of that we might want to try. And I don't know if anybody else is receptive to giving this power of 8 a try, but I sure am.
Yes. Yes, I would. Sure.
Okay. There is so much.
I don't have the gold yet, but
I know yours is on its way. After last night, I was thinking, I need more gold discs. And I thought, no, I don't. Because enough of us, if we choose to work together, it could be wonderful. And the same way, though, with our other work as well, the more of us that are focused on this, the better. And you look at our resonance today with what we're going to do. So, but let's just go in. I want to point out, well, first, let's just go into the manual. I was led to start learning a little bit, for some reason, about flower essences. Is anybody in there well studied on flower essences?
I know a little bit about them, Cathy. I worked with them some. This is Karen, but but I wouldn't consider myself an expert. But as far as the gold disc is concerned, I have a very old friend who is in the hospital with COVID, and his name is David Ditchfield. If somebody can put the gold disc on him, I've been working with him on the SRC. They did not put him on a ventilator, and they did not put him in hospice, and he was stable yesterday. So
send that in. We may need to make a list for the gold disc.
Very good.
And we could do that. Send it in, and we'll have Phyllis's information, et cetera, and that's good.
Okay.
Now, I'm noticing, thank you. I'm noticing we're looking good with any kind of stress related to cellular oxidation. And that is the root source cause, they're saying. And that is huge, sourcing from oral hygiene, the teeth infection in particular, which they say may actually be the epidemic. It may have been the epidemic for a long time. And we aren't educated about it. We don't know it. It causes not just physical, but also even psychiatric issues. So a couple of things we can do. The testing for these infections can be expensive, and it's hard to do, but we have our SRC that can give us information. We're seeing now good-sized doses of vitamin C. Activated charcoal at night isn't a bad idea. And also that hydrogen peroxide that I think it was, who was that telling us about that? Several, I think, to gargle with that and begin to be aware. But we did not, again, want a teeth issues scan today. We did not want a cocktail. So I put our little discarnate information in here. And with this flower essence stuff, I'll share a little bit with you and one new cocktail, and then we'll go from there. It's going to be deep. Look how clear we are so far. Yeah, but the website, we've just got the first page done. There'll be more to come, but I'm excited about it. Hey, this very last one, non-beneficial influences.
Yeah, I have a little problem getting in.
Yeah, I had a little problem too at first. It takes a while to, get it all together. I was clicking the wrong thing, and then I did get in, so. Few minutes there. Our intention statement. Oh, that was where I was testing to see which mailing service to start using. This dowser has really helped me with those kind of decisions. And what I wanted, the highest resonance was something called benchmark. And we'll see what comes of that. And we're still at a respectable resonance with our intention statement. Look at the commands.
It's a nice intention statement, Cathy. Are you going to send that out, or did you?
Oh, yeah. I thought I had. I will. It's also on, which I really dropped the ball on, energyvisionaries.com. But yeah, I'll send that out today.
Perfect.
And I have something else that Kevin has shown us that I want to send out as well. And plus I've got to get that Grab-A-Boy thing out. I keep adding more codes to it. It's just ridiculous. I just need to send it out. So, okay, so we're asking for the transmute and remove command at a 389. That's a powerful, powerful command.
Which one is that?
Transmute and remove. And I'll send that out. We're going to have a bit of a long email today. I'll send that out and the generic one out. And then I have shortly something else to show you. Let's just quickly check and see if we want any of these other cocktails. But has anybody ever read up on Bach, who did the flower essences?
Yes, it's batch if you're English and Bach.
Oh, thank you. And what now? Repeat that.
It's batch if you're English and Bach if you're American.
Okay, thank you. Well, he was quite a scholar and well credentialed in all areas of health and absolutely dedicated to this. And so this wasn't like just somebody who decided to do a bunch of airy-fairy things. The flowers may be the highest vibrational sequence we have. And it's interesting the devotion and the work he put into it.
It's one of the first things that I'll select in the dispenser.
Wow, yes. So we may not. Let's just do the last one. Hey, we're cooking today. We don't need any of these other things, or we can check. Let's just go down the manual. This general options scan. Don't want to brag too quickly. Nope. And personal options scan. Nope. Okay, and then see if we want to go deeper at all in there. Before I do that, though, we wanted to run She Motion yesterday, and we're down at the bottom, so I thought I'd save our last message for while we're all together. But here's what we had selected. Work, autocratic rule over subordinates, colleagues, and partners. Remember, this is a large group. Work, I am in charge here. Do what I tell you, no matter how many times I tell you. Access, understanding is the key that unlocks any prison. Access, charity. Access, manifestation of my inner enlightenment. Access, positive feelings. Access, resistance to all forms of suggestion. That's kind of what we're working on today, non-beneficial influences. We want to decrease sense of superiority. And then look at this one, self-hate, which the Chinese say is really the only disease. So now let's go. We'll probably be here 30 minutes. Let's go and see what our final message is. I meant to do that at the beginning. Hey, we want a custom cocktail. I'll probably do that a little later and inform you, because I want to show you, yesterday spent some time with Kevin, and he did a couple of things. First of all, I think, again, this may be a huge Zoom email today, but Kevin shared a story with me that has left its mark all day, and everybody I've shared it with, it's left its mark. Kevin, you might tell that better than me. Do you want to tell it about the little flower?
Oh, there was a woman who had passed beyond and near-death experience, and she came back and she reported what happened. And the gist of it was, the beings there, she wanted to know what her life meant. And they said, oh, the highlight of your entire existence was when you were a little girl, you knelt down and you saw this flower that was growing through a crack in the sidewalk, and you admired it with so much love and pure compassion that was the highlight of your entire existence, and other galaxies fed off of the love that was generated.
Yeah, that is, it gives you, me anyway, goosebumps. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say, goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. And that, I think it's Penny Kelly who channels, and I don't really get into channeling in that sense, but she says that according to the information she receives, that and somebody suggested don't refer to this as alien information, refer to it as ancestral, which makes more sense. She says that we as a species have a very special gift that the others do not have, and we can, and I do believe it's that we can generate love. And that would be the ticket to the whole deal, wouldn't it? So anyway, with that in mind, let me show you the rest of our messages from She Motion. Rise above self-deception. The view will definitely improve. I accept life as it is, forgiving enough to accept it as it has been. Begin the quest to be free and self-aware. I maintain my self-confidence in all times and places. The fruit of your life will be what you believe you are. Speak this 3 times today, I am transformed. And then speak this 3 times today, I care for others. And they say that's you can't have mastery without service. So I think this group is very aware of that already. But then Kevin really cleaned up some of the cocktails, and he has them. He has all the command cocktails, etc. But there's one in particular that is so powerful that he kind of broke up for us so we could scan it with the find options. And it's on removing implants. And I know that you know this already, but I don't know how to prove we have implants. But as Raymond Grace says, people seem to do better when they're cleared. So if we look here, here's what we've got. Let me just make this larger first of all. Let's go into the 3s. So,
can you make it bigger?
I am, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, all right, so release, remove, and heal all negativity that stands in my way. This is a little hard to see when we do it that way. But let's look and get the whole thing. Of really listening to my higher self. Remember that information is out there. Let's go in. Release, remove, and heal all my negative duality battle implants from, and this gets a little bit into, we'll call it ancestors.
Cathy, it can not only be ancestors, but it can be other aspects of ourself.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Very good.
With a little stress there. We're doing a sacred, this is overall the cocktail. I ask to be protected and shielded from all harm. We don't ask these things in a sense of fear, but we do have the power to ask for these things. We're going to add all these together. Okay, look at that. Very low resonance, asked to be protected and shielded from all harm, but it does go up to the 100. So let's amp this up. This is one of the things also, this energy drain may be related to the Schumann wave and a few solar storms, etc. But we're asking also in reference to implants that might be a drain on our light and energy. Not sure what this one is. On myself, for I am alone. We'll have to look at that when I take it down.
Do we have these too?
You will. It's in, Kevin has downloaded it, but I will send the list. Like I said, it's going to be quite a long email today, but I'll send it so that you can make sure you have it in the correct form.
It's called Implant Command.
Yes.
Very good, Kevin.
Yes. So anyway, let's go down to this one. Let's do this release, remove, and heal all my cellular implants and imprints of unworthiness. I should have hit the wonder click again first. All right. I don't know what this on myself for I'm alone. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, so we've gone into the 4s. Let's go ahead and just now again add the whole list. And like I said, I'll send this out today. And then what else I just want to touch on are these flower essences. And which I haven't really ever spent much time, but this, what you've got, and they stress this, working consistently, and see, we can do it energetically. We don't necessarily have to go out and buy flower essences, although we're going to talk a little bit about that, maybe doing some flower essence bags and things like that. You want to combine many approaches. You know, the SRC is kind of weaving that all in. But just a few of the things that jumped out, and I started doing some experimenting last night. And I did have one call from someone that had something interesting happen in the way of sleep. But I think there's 39 of these flower essences that Bach put together. And just a few of the things, positive inspiration, eventual change. It's all about God's love, regenerate physical body tissue. I guess I had that one in twice. I must have liked that one. But what they say these flower essences do is they start in the circulatory system, and the blood is our chi. And then they go to the nervous system, and so that's where your consciousness steps in through the brain and the nervous system. Apparently, both systems have quartz properties and electromagnetic current, and then this moves to the meridians, which then feeds life force into the body. So this is no perfected thing yet. I'm still playing with it. I think we could do some real interesting things with the flower essences in order to even more perk up our work. And I played around with one last night. We're going to do that today. And we're just going to put, I don't know, just fix it. And this is the one I did for someone last night that I think is in a state of hysteria over getting sick, to the point where now they're getting sick. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
And I scanned, and this is the one he wanted. But when I looked it over, I said, well, this is a good one anyway. So here's what we've got so far. And again, this will be in our email. Maybe tomorrow, though. You're getting so much today, it may be too much. But what we've got so far, you can go in and put what was already mentioned, and just a command in a sense, follow the correct path through the physical and subtle bodies, assimilate in circulatory system, and settle midway between circulatory and nervous system, creating an electromagnetic current, stimulating the physical body, then moving directly to the meridians, and then feed life force into the body. The image, adding the image was a 90% benefit, and then look at all the things according to that herb. An interesting thing about Bach, I know they call them flower essences, but a lot of his was trees and big weeds, things like that. You may not be able to see this. Let me just put it down here on the, I think I've got it down here. Yeah, it's a little easier to see. These are just some of the things that this particular herb can do. So I tested also, was there a benefit as you go through each flower essence to add all these different qualities? Because, we'll take what we're meant to take. And it was a 96% benefit. So I haven't gotten any feedback yet on this person, but you'll have this list. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to, at this time, add it to our Grabbable. I just want to get that out. But let's go in here.
What is that called?
Gentian, if I'm saying it correctly, and it's the flower essence.
Gentian.
Thank you, Kevin. And so we see that we're working on governing vessel, large intestine, meridians, and expiratory. And we're going to take 3 hours.
Sounds great to me.
Well, you know what? It can't hurt, can it? But it's worth it.
Not.
If you can pull up some information on the flower essences, you might find it very interesting. Remember to get the number of times you want to do some of these Pro Tools. Right click, full client check. And I may have to include our final she motion. We're still going here. Let's see what Pro Tools we want. I wish I would get in the habit of hitting that wonder click first. But
Cathy, if I'm working with somebody, then I should click on that one thing that says how many times?
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. You may not always get to all the times,
Oh,
but it doesn't hurt.
okay.
Okay, well that problem is solved because we see down here 492, we want the manual controls anyway. So we're going to have to put a theme in. Let's just do all that stuff, root source check. So we actually want to focus on clearing some of that stress related to implants. And we're taking that a value of 54 high for 20 hours. Well, that's interesting. So we'll do that. We're already running the issue solver. We may want to run it again. The recharger and yes therapy. So looking at what we've got so far, shall we just go into the yes therapy and uninstall unworthiness for a start? Let me see here. Let's just do a little balancing. Whole body. 17 hours, so that'll be significant. And then the issue solver, I'm not going to start until we finish. We are, oops. Oh, all right, well, it's gone. Well, maybe we finished. So let's just at this point, that stuff.
see, you're putting a lot of them in there.
You can put up to 10, and since we're not, we're just doing manual, so we're not yet getting all of our information like we usually do. So, yeah, you can just go in, and the software's doing.
Tonify.
Yeah, pardon?
Tonify?
Yeah, good, okay. Any other requests?
I can't even see them.
Yeah, it's hard to see,
Relationship issues, please.
There you go. All right. And I am not sure I can pull this up, but I have gotten to where I do want to always scan to see how long I don't have that one up. Let's see. And again, this is just an option. We've got 57 hours at a hair under 1,000. There, then 63 hours, a little bit lower. We want the full 71 hours there at the, let's do that. Now I trimmed that off. Let's see what happens.
Cathy, how did you do that?
That's just a scan with the Find Options button. To me, that Find Options button is pure gold.
Oh, okay.
Now that changed our manual a little bit, so that's fine. Now that we're doing the issue solver, maybe that's taking some of the stress. And we do want the full and it looks like we still have a little time on the She Motions. I'll send that out with this regular email. Anything else we should do? Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I wonder, can you bring up your full screen so you can see all the different programs you have up on top?
Up on top. Up
You
here?
know, no, take that down and anyway, the B2. Oh, up here where you have the P4 and then the master controller, the She
Oh,
Motion.
duh. Okay,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
right here.
up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
use the B2?
I don't know. I need some more training on that.
I was just curious.
There's several things I need to
I
know.
use it quite a bit, just
Can you-
because it covers the main things.
Yeah, I need to. Thank you.
The She option.
Thank you.
I've been using it on my pets since the other one seems to be too strong, they said. So
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the body one? Is
That's
it called
basic
body?
version 2.
Look at that. See what that? Yeah. Thank you for asking about that because
I want to go to the top.
so that's a nice quick way. There you can load your cocktails. Look at that. Yeah. Okay.
Then load the cocktail there.
Yeah.
And
That's the same thing
I
as
always
the
use
find
the
option.
top one, so triple heater.
Now, okay, are there some people that have just this and not the entire program?
I can't follow that act of loading cocktails. Sorry, Kevin, you're going to have to train me one more time.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have to play around a little bit with this more. But this is well, is this okay? So this is just giving enhancing session.
That takes a while.
Okay. Yeah, I've been so focused on the other, I have not done a lot with this one. Does this, Kevin, come along with every P4, or is this something people pay extra to add?
This is part of the power pack.
Okay.
So if you have the power pack, it's part of She Emotion, E-Body, and Basic. Well,
okay.
Basic 2 is B2.
Okay, there we go. So you would recommend doing this along with our other work?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a great little interface.
Okay.
A lot of people prefer it because of
Yeah.
its simplicity.
Yeah.
Can I get the name again for the gold disc?
The name? Oh, yeah.
David Ditchfield.
Thank you.
And then we've got Phyllis Tillman and what's your son's first name, Phyllis?
Michael.
And then Jimmy Tillman, those three. So I don't see any reason we can't put all those names in and put the gold disc on.
Thank
So,
you.
So it would be Phyllis, Michael, and Jimmy Tillman?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have about a 10-sentence story to share.
Oh, good.
About 1980, 1984, I was sitting in my recliner meditating, and I became aware. Now, this I'm telling this because of other aspects of ourself that we are generally never aware of. I became aware of myself, 5 different identities of myself working in 5 different situations all over the planet.
Whoa.
And including where I was. I was totally connected to every one of those aspects of myself. Now, there may be more, there may not be, I don't know, but I was able to experience 5 different aspects of myself. So that's why I said to you, Cathy, earlier, not only to think about different aspects of ourself when we are making these, when we're selecting these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are multi-dimensional, and we are operating in many different ways. And sometimes when we're not really connected, like there are days where I walk around and I'm not really connected. I feel like the majority of me is someplace else. It's because someplace in my aspects, that some of those beings, or one of them, is doing a heavy load of work. And it takes more of my energy away from me to help to activate them.
Yes.
Very good possibility.
You know, it's kind of funny. I don't really have much knowledge on this, but I do often kid people and say, well, you may be tired because you're working hard in another dimension. So,
yeah, multiple personality disorder.
You know, you could, if you pull up the E4 real quick, I just want to get some input on this. What if you put the person and then added all aspects? Is that worth doing?
I think that would be an excellent, if we're led to do it, I think that would be excellent.
I think it might be as well. Let's see how we look with that. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to check it and then turn it off because we're getting a lot of energy today. But in fact, let's just enhance the theme and see what we talk about. Now, the heart. Remember the stress related to the heart chakra we indicated the other day. Thyroid, brain. And be yourself. Who else is better qualified? Bitterness, bad decision, friendship, betrayal. These are some interesting aspects, aren't they? Restore passion and interest in one's life. There is a flower essence for that. It's called Wild Rose. And resistance factor. And we see this often. We do want to continue to work on our physical health because it is, I call it our space suit. It's our little office that we're working out of. Let's see what we've got. Just one more minute. Let's wait for our last message. I'm going to clear this for now. Like I said, we're getting quite a bit of energy today. Okay, now you see what happens when you do this. We have gone through, it comes back and says start, so we know that has finished. 99% of this process of uninstalling unworthiness is completed. Let's run it again. And then just wait for our final message. I am at home wherever I am. Okay. So that's it for today. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful, Cathy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All your
Thank you,
time.
Cathy. Thank you,
Yeah,
Cathy.
everybody have a great day.
Bye.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. Thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.